Good morning, garden buddies. So listen, this morning I checked the forecast, and upon checking the forecast, I saw that it was about to storm outside. So I got all of my flowers, with the exception of those two right there, but I got all of my flowers up and off of the limbs and everything, and I set them all on that table right there because they really need some water. And then I went over in the garden and I picked me some kale and some lettuce and some onion and some strawberries and some tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, because I'm gonna make a salad. Okay, since my garden is doing so good, and one of my main issues with going on like a salad diet or a juice diet or anything like that, or the combination of the two, is because I didn't want to go and spend all of that money at the stores, right? So what I did was I started growing the things that I like in my salad, which is strawberries, cherry tomatoes, kale, and my lettuce. And I have a nice amount of spinach growing, but I don't want to mess with them at the moment because I was having such a problem with my spinach growing. So, and my onion, which is super duper long. Cause why? Cause it's what I do. So yeah. So I gotta break that up. But right now I'm gonna wash it really good. Boom. And so now that I am able to grow the things that I like in my salads, I can go on a real serious like diet. Not really a diet, maybe a lifestyle change. The problem with doing a lifestyle change here in Zone 8A, Milwaukee, is we only have a certain amount of time to get everything grown and do what we're going to do with it, right? So I invested these. So I'm gonna start canning soon. So I bought a lot of jars. I went to Menards, and they were a nice amount. But I got the big size jars. Trying to see if I can see how many quarts it is, but I don't see it. But anyways, I got the big size jars, and I got one thing of the smaller size jars, which are on the other side of those. And I'm gonna start jarring. However, before I start doing all of that, I gotta learn what I need to do. So I went and bought a few things. Let me show you. So I went and got some bread and butter pickles for my cucumbers, my pickled cucumbers that I'm gonna be pickling. So I'll be able to jar those with this, but there's something else I gotta jar it with. And I also got this right here for like, that's the fruit pectin, and that's for like jams and jellies and stuff like that. So I'll be doing those, of course, with my strawberries. So I also got some pickling and canning salt. It's for if you're gonna can things like, you can do cucumbers, you can do corn, you can do squash, you can do tomatoes, you can do all those things. So, but you use this if you're gonna jar them or can them. And I got some distilled vinegar, and I also got I got this also can be used for my eggs. So I'm gonna do some pickled eggs because I absolutely love pickled eggs. So I have my pickle juice already, and I have my distilled vinegar, and I'm gonna do some pickled eggs. Now keep in mind, pickled eggs are very good, but Lord and Jesus, they stink. Okay? But it's a stink I'm willing to deal with because of the taste. Now, I know some people are like, well, I can't get past the smell to get it in my mouth to get the taste. Well, I can. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, back to what I got out of the garden this morning so that I could start my lifestyle. Now, my sister said that I am not the one to go on a diet with, or if you're going to be fasting or anything like that, because I will knock you off your square, honey. Them Miss Milk cramps start kicking in, and I'm like, you know what? Lord, I'm going to call you, but you got to answer, but I'm going to call you, because me and this 7, 8, 10-day, whatever it is, fasting, like my spirit sometimes just ain't in alignment with what my brain is saying it needs to do. So yeah, I will jump ship on you. So I'm not the one. So I do these things on my own. So anyway, that way nobody can say, well, it was Mona, it was Mona. You know what? Don't blame me, because you cannot fast for the Lord the way that you need to fast for the Lord. Just because I can't do it right now, just because my spirit ain't strong enough, don't mean yours ain't. To get with the program, people. Don't call me, call Jesus. Okay, now, so here's the deal. I am getting ready to wash all of my kale and all of my, not spinach, lettuce and my onions and my strawberries and my cherry tomatoes with a combination of cool water, which is what this is. Well, warm water, lukewarm water. It's more cold than it is warm, but warm water, because I don't want my stuff to be limpy. So yeah, I'm gonna wash it out in a combination of water, salt, and what is that? What's the white powdery stuff? Baking soda. And then I'm gonna take it out of that. I'm gonna put it in a strainer, and then I'm gonna fill this container with 5 teaspoons of vinegar and a half a bowl of water. So I'm not going to fill it. It's going to be a half bowl of water and 5 teaspoons of vinegar. And then I'm going to put everything in there and then swish it around for a bit. And then I'm going to drain it again. And then I'm going to fill this up with water, and I'm going to rinse everything off. And then I'm going to allow it to dry. And then once it dries, my eggs will be ready, because I do my boiled eggs, showing, and that baby bubba right there. And I add my cheese. So those are the 2 things that I can't grow in the garden, because I don't have chickens, so I have to buy my eggs, of course. And cheese, well, I don't know how to make it. Yeah, I know, it's just milk and butter and whatever. I want some cheese, so I go and I buy my cheese from the store until I can learn better. But as of right now, I don't know better. So that's what I'm doing. But the point of this video is to show you guys that you can live off of your land. You can live off of what God has given you. Instead of going to spend an arm and a leg at the store, grow it yourself. At least just, take that chance. Even if you don't have a backyard and you live in an apartment, you can do what they call apartment garden. You can start it on the inside. You can start it on your patio, on your deck. You can start it on your porch. If you don't have one of those, you can set up shop inside of your apartment, believe it or not. There are videos on YouTube that can show you how to do that. But for those of you that do actually have a backyard, and you can put, even if it's a small backyard, you can get yourself a little area or whatever and do your due diligence. You may want just a raised garden, because you don't want to be on your knees. Like me, I started mine out in the ground, and then my niece said, girl, stop playing with us. And so they was like, we're a team. My eggs are done. You hear the little chime? Aww. So yeah. I started my garden out in the backyard. My husband gave me an area to do, because he's a yardophobe. So he gave me an area for the garden. And I did the in-ground garden. It was amazing. My greens grew like nobody's business. My tomatoes took over. My spinach took over. My tomatoes took over. My cucumbers took over. And it was great. However, like I said, my knees, they're not just sisters, they're like twins. So like they do, it moves simultaneously. So I have to kind of work with what they allow me to work with, which is little to none. So I did a raised garden. I built a makeshift patio where the garden was the year before last. And I did all raised garden stuff or whatever. However, my patio did not come out the way that it should. Don't judge me, but It's good enough. The point was to get it up off of the ground and to be able to walk on it and to be able to put my raised garden up on it so that like we have a lot of rabbits and squirrels and birds and stuff over here, and so I just kind of wanted to get it off the ground for the rabbits because it's high enough to where they can't get up on it. However, the squirrels, they do their due diligence, but I have some squirrel spray that I put on the gate, around the gate, so that the squirrels can't climb on the gate and jump down in my garden. So I put some squirrel spray there, and I also spray it on the ground, the patio. And they kind of stay away. I haven't really had any problems with those critters. Not anymore. At one point, I thought I had rats, or whatever. And there was a rat loose somewhere. I don't know what was going on, but my neighbor has like a lot of bird feeds in her yard, and I know that squirrels like to infringe on the birds' seeds, and so they kind of go over there, and the rats do the same thing. And you'll find one, I don't care where you live, there may be field mice or rats or whatever, but wherever there's bird seeds or flowers or plants or gardening, there's gonna be rodents. So I set up like some rat traps or whatever. I don't know what this joker was, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it was eating the peanut butter and the trap was not going off. And when the trap did go off, like maybe twice, the trap did go off, the peanut butter was gone and there was nothing in the trap. So I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, they eventually stopped. I didn't see any like droppings or anything like that, but I don't know what happened. Maybe they got tired of getting scared every time the rat trap would pop. I don't know. But anyways, I've been successful thus far. Since then, I've been successful, and I am very excited about eating out of my garden. I just wanted to let y'all in on some of my business. You're not going to get no more, but you got you an earful today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel my eggs and then wash the rest of my fruit. Look at that there. What? It's an egg race. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to wash my fruit, peel my eggs, and wash the rest of my stuff that I'm going to put in my salad. And I'm going to have me a nice small breakfast salad. No bread, no juices or sodas or anything, just straight water. But I am going to have cheese in it, and I am going to have my eggs in it, which I need for my protein, so I am going to do that. So yeah, if you guys want to follow me on my journey, it may end tomorrow. Listen, I don't do judgment, and I'm expecting my friends not to do it either, so just chill, okay? So, but that's not the point. We're going to pray about this thing, okay? The Bible says where 2 or 3 come together, you know the rest. So listen, let's just like put God in this whole thing, and let's just hope that he gives me what it is that I need, the strength, the power, the will to manifest this whole thing, to put it all together and do what I do, okay? So until next time, garden buddies, bye.